Saturday free stuff. All right, I kind of lose track of Saturdays because, oh, welcome to my daily walk, the show where a Hollywood guy that's me walks around, talks about anything and everything except things I'm contractually bound to conceal. Done. Email me at mydailywalk at thiswaytv.com. There, got that out of the way up front. Saturday free stuff, because I record them at random times and in advance, and I'm only a few weeks into this. I'm expecting to do my daily walk for the rest of my life. Who knows? So if it suddenly stops appearing on the platforms, maybe something happened to me. Well, anyway, I lose track of what week this Saturday free stuff episode will be airing. It's either 8 or 9. I don't know how far ahead. This is the beginning of week 7. And so my first Saturday free stuff, I'm at least 2 or 3 weeks ahead. But this one, I am recording the same day or immediately after, within minutes of finishing Imago Dei, the Monday meditation from week 7, I think. Ooh, it's just occurring to me. Week 7, the number 7, it's been appearing, it's been popping up in my life, and it's weird, right? You think people assign numbers because they assign certain numbers because they want it to be special, but it turns out the actual cycle there's something about cycles. I don't know. That's just my speculation right now as I am pondering it. Are we reading meaning into the events as they happen because of the number, or is the number actually there's some kind of dynamic in human existence? Because mathematically 7 it's nothing, right? It's just another number, but it seems like in the Old Testament, the farmers were supposed to plow the land and sow and reap. And in the 6th year, we're supposed to reap twice as much. I don't know how that would happen, but those are the instructions. Maybe don't sell as much. Maybe they would grow enough to sell and to live on, and then just keep, I don't know, speculation there. But the 7th year, the land was to lay fallow, meaning just let it sit. I think fallow, maybe I used that wrong. They're just supposed to let it sit for a year and replenish, I don't know, whatever, the nutrients in the soil somehow. I mean, you leave the old crop, the remnants of the old crop on top, and let it just take a year of earth rotation and replenishment and rejuvenation. Just the way the planet rotates over a year just generates everything you need for another 6 years. That seems to be why was that number picked? 7. But I'm going to disclose this here. A couple things. A couple other things I've been doing. Like, I did this one thing for 6 weeks, and then on the 7th week, it just changed. It was like, whoa, that changed for the better. And then this is really weird. This just happened to me like last week sometime. One of the things I do, aside from my daily walk audio podcast, I do diaries, video diaries. So I'll turn the camera on, and I've done it after, the location I'm at recording this right now. I did a video diary that's like just documenting what's going on in more detail, stuff I can't disclose, but I do want to record my thoughts about. Anyway, so I did one last week, and I had to go somewhere, and just decided to, okay, I've been recording. I just keep talking while I drive to this meeting I had to go to. And so I thought I just left it recording, put it in the car, set it to where I was on camera. I just keep talking to the camera while I'm driving. I get there, I turn it off. I'm like, okay, I've been recording, and it's, this is how long it was. It was 40 minutes, something like that. I was going to cut it off at 30, and then I drove to where I went. It was a 10-minute drive, so it turned out to be almost exactly 40 minutes long. But I only say it was 40 minutes long because I had to add, at some point, I don't know if it was my finger or a jolt or something, some glitch in the camera. It stopped recording and started recording almost immediately. I don't know how long it was off, but it was in the same position in the next video. So it was broken into 2 videos, and I only hit record at the beginning, and when I got to the place, I hit stop. I didn't reach for my phone at any point. I didn't jostle it. I was just driving, hitting the brakes, hitting the gas, hitting the brakes, hitting the gas, turning. That's all I was doing, and talking. And it was broken into 2 segments. And the segments were like 33 minutes and 5 seconds, like 33:05. And then this second recording was 7 minutes on the dot. I am not lying, I'm telling you the truth. So I looked and did the math. Oh, it was 40 minutes. Well, with 5 seconds, or 5 frames or 5 seconds. It was 33 and 5 seconds, and then 7 minutes. So it's like right before the 7-minute mark was about to happen, my phone, of its own accord, stopped and started recording. I don't know. I can't explain what happened. Either I could be paranoid that like somebody is listening in and controlling my phone, right? Wait, why would they do, why would somebody randomly just stop the recording and start it again? So that kind of rules out the paranoid, it's like that weird idea. But then you can read into it, or do what some people would say is reading into it. Some people would say, oh, they're just numbers. They're just numbers, yep. And it doesn't mean anything. It's not God speaking to you, or something special happening to you, or so you can really read in and go, whoa, 7, that number 7. Yeah, 7 minutes on the nose. And so that video will someday be available, like that 7 minutes. Maybe that's what it is. Don't show the 33 minutes, just show the 7 minutes. That wouldn't make sense. Who knows? All of it, I hope to make available at some point, because I'm creating content aside from this content. Like, I'm not just recording my daily walk, I'm creating stuff constantly that I believe some people will watch someday. Maybe a lot of people will watch. I can't control that. I just want to create it the right way, do it the way it's supposed to be done. No shortcuts, no selling out. Staying very focused on what the story I want to tell is. And, okay, but that was a tangent. That whole beginning of this Saturday free stuff was actually a tangent I wasn't actually intending to talk about. I just had the notion to record this and talk about some other thing, and as soon as I started recording, I started thinking about other things. And this may be like a special Saturday free stuff. Who on earth would listen to anything this guy says? Well, some people. Right? I imagine there might be a few people that would be interested in what I have to say. I don't know why. I'm just telling my story. I think it's a little bit interesting. And if I can find anybody else that thinks it's interesting, well, cool. Cool. Other people can follow along and listen and agree and get involved. I don't know. That's the point of this whole thing is to let people see the truth as it happens. Ooh, that's my bottom line. I'm gonna kind of use that phrase, like not trademark it, but use it as a log line or a slogan. I'll have to go back and listen to it and write it down, whatever I said. It's my bottom line, my aim, my intent for doing this. Just tell the truth as it happens, or something like that. There's all kinds of versions of the slogan that you could come up with that all sound good. So find one that sticks and then, rotate them out. All right. What I really wanted to talk about, I'm getting thirsty and I didn't bring water, so let me just tell this part of the story and maybe cut off here and go finish my day. Let's see. All right, yeah, this will be a good chunk for Saturday. Make it short. So I wanted to disclose a few other things that I haven't disclosed in order to tell this other story. What happened is, on that day when I was recording Imago Dei, I got a text back from my son. That's the first time I've said that I have a son. I've mentioned my daughter, or one of them, and my son. So he likes basketball, and I haven't been able to put him in the programs that he wanted to be in because they were too expensive. Like there are these really good basketball training programs from 6th grade all the way, 6 years old, 1st grade all the way, and they just got too expensive. It's like, whoa, it'd be nice to be able to. So you find alternate places for him to keep playing the game, at least. Maybe not getting the intensive training, but he has a natural drive for it. Like it makes him go. It makes him tick because he's already fast. Like he has this natural speed, and he's pretty smart. So he's a good passer or a good decision maker. Helicopter overhead. So he's. That's what the coaches say. That's what they're working on. Is decreasing mistakes. Like make better decisions, make good decisions at every moment. That's how you win basketball games, or that's how you become valuable as a player. You distribute the ball. You know when the highest likelihood of a scoring opportunity is going to arise. Like, oh, these 3 guys are coming after me because they're trying to chase me down. My other friend is over there. I'll just keep running and just throw him the ball wide open, right? Draw. He does. He draws in certain leagues. There's different levels of basketball, and they make it available for all levels. And he likes to pass the ball to an open man, and he likes to finish, and he's working on his left hand, etc. Basketball. If you know basketball, you know what I'm saying. But there were tryouts for the school team, so he's on this other team, and he's kind of a stud on that team. Everybody likes him, his teammates, and he's valuable. And the team suffers if he can't show up to a game or something. But they all contribute. Everybody contributes, and it's a great team. But the school team, he didn't make it last year. It's like I didn't even know tryouts were happening, and he didn't make it last year. And I was like, oh. So this year he's like finishing at this school. It'll be his last year, and tryouts were last week, and they posted it today. And I asked him, he's at school right now, I asked him if he made the team, and he said, yeah, YA, 2 words. And So right now he's like a stud at school. Just in this very moment that I'm speaking to you, it's like, oh yeah, because they have a basketball player that will probably go to the NBA on their team. They have a kid that is being groomed. Oh, my son. All right, I'll tell you this story. This is going to be interesting. I know one listener that's going to love to hear this. So there's a kid. He's the only African American kid. If that's the term you're even supposed to use, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. Right? I don't know what words I'm supposed to say without and not get in trouble. That's the last one that was safe for me. Right? I learned how to articulate intelligently. African American. And this kid is like a standout. They had scouts at the tryout watching this kid. I mean, scouts from, I don't know how many scouts. There's a couple people there that were there specifically to watch his talent and get ready to recruit him. That's called a scout, I guess. And so that kid, the story, that kid is my son's friend. Like in 6th grade, they met each other in school, and in 6th grade, my son, was invited to a party, and it was like the popular kids, and he told me a bunch of them were sad because some of them had to move away because they went to school, and then the parents, the parents decide you're going to go to this school that will prepare you to be successful in this way. Some go to sports camp schools, literally train them in sports and get them the education they need. Or some go to, oh, he's a math wizard, you got to go to that school. Oh, he likes science, you got to go to that school. Or English, whatever. There's all these different schools suddenly. And the kids, or they move across the country. He's really good at this sport, and the best place to be is that academy. Literally, that's kind of what happens in some family dynamics. And so the kids are at this party and they're crying because so-and-so's moving away. And my son didn't really know. I mean, I guess he knew everybody, but he didn't really understand the tears, and he didn't cry. And he just stood out in the backyard of the house where the party was at, and there's a basketball court there. And he just stood out there and shot free throws. And this other kid comes out of the party. And I don't know if that kid started shooting free throws or not, but my son and that kid just started talking and became friends. Maybe that day, they certainly got quality time in right there that they probably never had before. And they made a friendship. And at that point, that kid that walked out of the house to talk to him had never really played basketball. He had never tried it, I don't think. And then after that day, he tried it and became this rising star. Yeah, this is a special Saturday Free Stuff. So for this year, my son gets to play on a team with that kid. Like 2 years later, 2 years after that party, I guess, those kids, where they were crying. And so now he didn't get to play with him last year, and he does this year. It's like, ooh, that's going to be fun to watch that kid slam dunk over every other kid. I don't know. I haven't seen him play, but I mean, if you have a kid that's growing like that, slam dunk is going to be easy. It's going to be one of the easy things to do for him. If he continues on that path, kid. My son's mother knows him too. She likes him. They've talked. It's just a community. We all kind of know each other. But all right, I'm rambling. I got stuff to do, but I just wanted to document that here. If I imagine I may get an email, because in Imago Dei, when I got the text, the 2-word text from my son, I interrupted whatever I was talking about at the moment in the Imago Dei episode. And I said, "Oh, somebody email me if you want to know what that text was, or that message was, the 2-letter, 1-word, yeah." And I know after, because there's probably 2 weeks at least between when that airs and when this airs, and we'll see if in that 2 weeks I get an email from anyone. I know one person that would most likely email me, but if there's anybody else listening, that could be interesting. So I'll have another Saturday free stuff. Maybe I'll read that email, save that one email for, oh yeah, instead of the Friday free for all, I'll only read, I'll save that one email for Saturday. Maybe this will be a continuing story. Read that email about that story. And then I'll be able to tell that person, oh, I already told the story, it's coming up on Saturday. And that'll be, I already took care of it. There. That's a good place to button this up. So if you want to email to continue this story, I won't continue this story unless somebody emails me. And there you have it. My daily walk.